y'all, never mind me.
Hey everybody, I was thinking about a meme I saw a little while ago, and it was talking about people are gatekeepers over weird stuff. And basically, the meme was like, people are gatekeepers over weird stuff. Just tell me where the paper towels are and keep it moving. So it was funny, but what it made me think about is that people people are very odd, and I believe I know what it stems from. It's a lack of control in other areas. You don't have any control over something that you feel like you should, so you exert your quote unquote authority over trivial or minor issues. You see it a lot in everyday life. Everyday life, you see it. But I recognize it a lot in the workplace and sometimes in the church or organization, stuff like that. But people are weird gatekeepers over simple stuff, paper towels and any piece of information that they have that they can use to their advantage to try to get you to acquiesce to them, to kiss the ring, so to speak. And it's a crazy thing because you would think that people would want to help each other out or just flat out say no. If you don't want to do it, just say no. Or if you do want to help a person out, just help them out. And it's it's odd because I the more you live, the more you live and the more observant you are or become, you start to see it. See people just are gatekeepers over weird stuff, seemingly unimportant stuff that they just want to hold the information back or hold the resources back for no other reason than to make themselves feel bigger or to make themselves feel powerful. And it's annoying as all get out because sometimes you wonder like what did I do to this person to make them not want to be forthcoming with the information? Or is there any way around, this person that I can get the information that I still need? I found it a lot in school in terms of resources. There, even especially in the workplace now. So school and the workplace, there are certain people that I would rather go 5 extra steps than to have to deal with because they are so annoying with that weird gatekeeper stuff. Like, and they'll just some people disguise it as, well, you have to go through the proper channels and the proper protocol. Nah, you just want control. And I remember a comedian telling a story about interacting with ushers at a church, and it's a long story, but he was just saying how the usher just was kind of asserting unnecessary power, quote unquote, trying to assert an unnecessary power that she had to make you stand outside until prayer was done, or just stand in general. And it just was an unnecessary thing because of whatever reason, this person, this usher at a church, felt like she needed to control people. People would have to argue with her to sit next to family members who were seated where she didn't want to place you. She wanted to place you on the left side in the back, and your family was in the middle, and she didn't want you to go and sit by them. She wanted to sit you where she wanted to sit you, and just a bunch of weird stuff like that. And like, I know it stems from a lack of control and being uh and feeling rather like you have authority over some part of your personal life. Not having that, you kind of exercise authority outwardly, and it's an annoying thing because people don't want to have to deal with that. That's, yeah. And right along along those same lines, um, it was another meme talking about weird flexes, like people, and you see it a lot on a lot of social media platforms. You see it, and it's not the platforms aren't bad in and of themselves, but just how people use it for weird flexes and talking about, all the stuff they're doing, but it's not like they're talking about it like they're proud of it. They're talking about it like, oh, I'm better than you, basically. Like, I'm better than all you guys because I did this. And it was a meme talking about what you could do with the stimulus check, the $600, and all these different things. And basically, it had a tone to it. It wasn't condescending, but it had a tone to it, saying that you should open a business and do these things and put your money here and save a piece of it here and invest this way or that way. And one of the comments was like, "Yeah, that's all cool and everything, and I'm not saying that what you're saying is a bad thing, but some people are like 6 or 8 months behind in rent, so that 600 is gone, bro. Like it's not, it's not. This is not the time to be telling people what to do with that money. You know, when there's so many people who are in a bad situation already, so that money is already allocated to something else. You can't use that for investment. You got to talk to different people, and you can argue that there's a wide spectrum of people who might have seen that post, and some of them could have been in a position where that the stimulus money was a surplus, so they could use that for um, investment or you know uh, building business or whatever the case may be. And I think that it's just on some of those platforms, like so many people like just have just odd flexes, like odd in terms of perhaps it's not the right audience to be doing that, or perhaps you could talk on a more broad scale than just people who are already established. And on a lot of sites, business sites, you see people who are already established, and they talk about how they made great sums of money after having been established in one venture or another. And it's just interesting because you're going to get on those sites, you're going to get all everybody on the spectrum. You're going to get people who are highly successful, and you're going to get people who are looking to change their lives and reroute their path to something a little bit more personally fulfilling. So it's just weird. And then you just get the people who talk about all the stuff they're doing, and like it's I call it ugly. Like people who get on there and make comments about other people's stuff, and it's a comment that starts off kind of like they're impressed with the person they're speaking of, and they're thankful to have the opportunity. And then it goes on a tangent where they talk about all the things that they're doing, like, oh, I'm a teacher, an artist, a creator, this or that or that. And they basically, it's a weird flex, because like nobody really wants to check your resume to see if all those things are true. But it just, a lot of stuff like I'm a turtle shell recreator and a paraglider, like, come on, bro. Like just some of the stuff that people say, it just seems a little far fetched, and like a weird flex, like unnecessarily. Like somebody may have a post talking about, oh, I've always loved to bake, and I'm going to start a business where I'm a baker. And somebody will get on there like, I own 41 bakeries in the greater Seattle area. Like like like, you're not saying that as a means to help this person. You're just saying it just to kind of stun on them. And I'm like, it's just weird, man. So that's what was on my mind today. I was thinking about like the gatekeepers and people with weird flexes, and it's I understand that these people may or may not mean any harm, but just the manner in which they go about expressing themselves. In the case of gatekeepers, yeah, maybe there is a protocol that you have to do for any number of reasons, but what's missing is the tact. And there was a quote that I read that I've posted a bunch of times since then, and it says that tact is the art of making a point without making an enemy. And I really, really like that. That's why I posted so much, because I really, really like that, because I believe that there's a way to express what you may have to do or what your position is without, coming across as abrasive, unnecessarily so, because you can express your position in a way that conveys the point, and also conveys the fact that I have no interest in harming you with my words or harming you with my actions. And I think enough people don't pay attention to the tact part of it. They don't pay enough attention to how they're coming across, even though their intent may have been something else. And that's the same thing with the weird flexes. Like, your intent may be to inform, but you're coming across kind of condescending, and it's a rather unnecessary thing. So those are just the things that I was thinking about today: gatekeepers and weird flexes. And I'm pretty sure that you know tons of people who are gatekeepers over pointless stuff like paper towels and whatever, and people who have the weird flexes, talking about how, oh, you should take your extra money from buying coffee and start a tire shop and then build your tire shop and sell tires all around the world. Like, it's just like weird flexes and weird tangents on that stuff. So, all right, that was on my mind today.